can of oil and then on my engine. Best $20 I ever spent.
My engine was making a strange grinding sound, so I took it to Tim Simeon, chip mechanic. Tim rode this.
Hi, this is Cookie, and when it comes to fictional 1960s sexist ad men with a drinking problem, you couldn't find a nicer one than the one we have today. From Mad Men, it's Harry Crane himself, Mr. Rich Sommer.
Hello there, Cookie. Thank you for having me on. I'm a big fan.
Well, we're a big fan of yours. So, Rich, what are you expecting from today's game?
Well, I've been playing this game since '96, and if there's anything the last 15 years has prepared me for, it's that I should always expect a fart sound.
This is a good omen for you, Rich. Let's get to it. Okie doke, this is really happening. Let's go! To begin with, Tweet Home, Alabama. So, Rich, are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on there quite a bit. Do you tweet, Cookie?
No, I'm old-fashioned. I like to say hateful things directly to people's faces. Anywho, if even birds started using Twitter, which bird would constantly retweet the others? At Sparrow, at Hummingbird, at Bluebird, or at Mockingbird? Mockingbirds are known to mimic the sounds of other birds and animals, so rather than come up with their own tweets all the time, they would retweet the others. I noticed you have an odd Twitter name, Rich. How'd you come by that?
Well, it's at Rich Sommer. It's just my name. Just my name.
Oh, Rich, that is so you. Let's try Flame of Thrones. Which Kindle Fire would be the hottest tablet? Kindle Red Fire, Kindle Blue Fire, Kindle Yellow Fire, or Kindle Orange Fire? Time is short. A blue flame has the hottest temperature. You into ebooks, Rich?
Actually, I prefer the old-fashioned paper books.
You know, just because you're in a show about the 60s doesn't mean you actually have to live like a caveman.
There were not any cavemen in the 60s.
Really? Is that so? Have you ever even seen Mad Men, Rich?
The Queen has feet on the feet. Free!
Take a good look at Get or Dump. And hoo-wee, it's this or that. I'm going to read off 7 items, and for each one, I want you to tell me if it's a potty training book for children or a song written and performed by Larry the Cable Guy. If it's a potty training book, click here or press 1. If it's a Larry the Cable Guy song, click here or press 2. Okay, let's move. I pissed my pants. Silent farts. Everyone poops. It hurts when I poop. My big boy potties. Stool troubles. Poop lasagna. Rich Sommer beat you at a dis or dat about Larry the Cable Guy. You're famous now. Rich, have you heard any of Larry the Cable Guy's songs?
No, I have not.
Not even Poop Lasagna?
Not even that one.
Poop Lasagna, you mean?
Yes, not even that song.
Poop Lasagna? You're referring to Poop Lasagna, right?
Could you please stop saying that?
Love question 4.
Here we have Cell Block B Idol. So, Rich, you're on Mad Men, and you spent some time in prison.
No. I've never been to prison.
Oh. I guess I just assumed. Anyway, I've been thinking there should be a singing reality show that takes place in a prison.
That seems like a stretch.
All right, just go with me on this one. If the inmates at Sing Sing Correctional Facility all decided to take part in a singing competition, which of them would be singing about the city that Sing Sing is closest to? The serial killer singing New York State of Mind, the drug dealer singing Detroit Rock City, the bank robber singing Viva Las Vegas, or the mugger singing Cleveland Rocks? Time's a-wasting. Not even a guess? That's pretty lame. You should have guessed this. Sing Sing Correctional Facility is located on the banks of the Hudson River, just 30 miles north of New York City. There are too many singing shows on TV these days. I want to enjoy music the way it was meant to be enjoyed.
By going to Papa John's and buying Taylor Swift's new CD.
Exactly.
Let's make a baby vibe.
Break? Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. Don't get even, get mad. We all go a little mad sometimes. Good luck. Rich Sommer beat you. So, Rich, you like the way we got that Mad Men reference in there for you? Hey, look, we'll even bring up a nice big promo image for you right now. That's pretty amazing, right?
Yes, it was everything I dreamed of, truly.
Well, we like to make dreams come true here at You Don't Know Jack.
It was it and then curing cancer, so really, truly, nothing could make me happier. Thank you, Cookie.
Boy, you're greedy.
Hey man, swing for the fences, you know?
Well, what are you swinging for these days besides Mad Men?
I have a movie called Fairhaven on DVD and video on demand, and I hope that you'll demand to see that video.
Oh, well, I am demanding right now. In fact, I don't think I can wait till I get near a TV, Rich. No, I can't. I just can't.
No? I'll perform it for you right now.
Good. Let's go. How does it start?
We open on a snowy landscape.
Yeah, hey Rich, we gotta go. Thanks for playing today.
Thank you. I genuinely am very excited to have done this.
Yes. Yes, you are.
You don't know Jack!
Job is done. The last thing you want is some weak, flavorless mayonnaise quitting on you right when it's eating time. That's what...
I am Cookie, and if you're looking for a sexy lady who's also a hardcore fan of sci-fi, fantasy, and all things nerdy, then you are in for a treat. Say hello to the first America's Next Top Model and Queen of the Dorks, Ms. Adrianna Curry.
Hey, Cookie, thanks for having me.
So, Adrianne, you're beautiful and sexy and hot, and I imagine that you smell like fresh-picked lilacs, and your laugh is intoxicating like a fine champagne, and you...
Dude, you need to focus.
Right. Sorry. So, are you looking forward to this?
Yeah, actually, I'm here to kick some ass.
Will you marry me?
What?
Nothing. Let's go! And so it begins.
Let's go!
First up, the Caped Crusader. So, Adrianne, who's your favorite superhero?
I love Rorschach from Watchmen. I'm a huge Alan Moore fan.
Right, but who's your favorite rodent-themed superhero?
I guess that would be Mighty Mouse.
Okay, but who's your favorite flying rodent-themed superhero that rhymes with scat fan?
Let me guess. You kind of want me to say Batman.
Yeah, could you?
Sure. Batman is my favorite superhero.
Oh, no kidding. Well, have I got a question for you. If Batman were just like a bat, what would Robin exclaim if Batman went number 2? Holy spraint bat! A bat's poop is called guano. Hey, Adrianne, could you do your best Christian Bale Batman impression?
Sure. I'm Batman.
No, I said your best one. You know, like, I'm Batman.
Still sounds more manly than yours.
Fair enough.
Just a little ditty about two.
And on its way, a play date. And there will be some extra playing money for right answer.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
Arrange these playful objects in order from oldest to youngest. Play-Doh, PlayStation, Playboy. PlayStation, Play-Doh, Playboy. Play-Doh, Playboy, PlayStation. Playboy, PlayStation, Play-Doh. Or Playboy, Play-Doh, PlayStation. Playboy magazine was introduced in 1953, Play-Doh in 1956, and the Sony PlayStation in 1995. Now, Adrianne, friends tell me you were in Playboy.
Yeah, a couple times, actually.
What a coincidence. I've been in a tub filled with Play-Doh a couple of times.
How is that a coincidence?
OMG, we're like the same person.
The queen has feet on the beat. 3.
May I introduce, she cut out the sexy arm fat. Uh-oh, breast nut lick time store.
It's time for a
Lick or piss nose cum.
Gibberish time. Now keep in mind, the quicker you answer, the more money at stake. Take a look at this gibberish phrase and tell me what TV show title it rhymes with. Erica's sexed crop waddle. And remember, don't worry about punctuation. It's a runaway hit for the CW. America's Next Top Model. Hey, since you were America's first Next Top Model, Adrianne, could you give us a pose right now?
But you can't see me.
I know, but just pose and I bet I'll be able to feel the energy. Wow, that was great. Now, explain the pose.
Well, I facepalmed myself as hard as I could while I was wondering why I agreed to do this.
Yeah, I totally felt that. You're an artist.
Love question 4.
Here's one for you. Falling is never free. Adrianne, I bet a lot of guys have used cheesy pickup lines on you, like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
All the time.
Uh-huh. So is there a best way to try to pick you up, other than to be an ex-Brady Bunch actor on a reality TV show with you?
Well, if you found a wormhole, I guess you could go back in time and try that again, but I would say you'd have to be in the Comic-Con and playing video games and fetching me a Hot Pocket while I'm playing World of Warcraft.
Intern! Hot Pocket! Now! Hot Pocket! What would be an accurate pickup line to use on Lucifer? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven due to stealing? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven due to your pride? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven due to cursing? Or did it hurt when you fell from heaven due to having sex? Watch your clock! Not even a stab in the dark? Who knows, you might have picked this. Lucifer fell from heaven due to his sin of pride. So, Adrianne, in men, do you look for a devil or an angel?
I know I want an angel and should have one, but I always get the devil.
Sounds like a guy I know.
Let me guess. His name is Cookie?
No, Christopher Knight from the Brady Bunch. You guys should hook up.
No.
Let's make a baby 5.
I'm sorry. Was I talking too much? Fine. Here's your clue. Here comes the judge. What reality show are you judging? Good luck. You beat Adrianna Curry!
Damn it!
So, Adrianna Curry, what's your final judgment? Did you have a good time with us today?
Oh, yeah, I had a spectacular time. I feel like I really expanded my horizons in my mind. It was profound. It's changed me as a person.
Really? Well, that's great to hear. You know, we should, do this again sometime, you and me, if you wanted to.
Oh, I'd love to, Cookie, but I think I have to wash my hair that day.
No, of course, I totally understand. Well then, is there anything else you wanted to say to our audience before you walk out of my life forever?
Yeah, sure. Follow me on Twitter and buy the Flex Belt because I use it, and it'll make you awesome.
Well, wait, I need to be more awesome.
Well, the Flex Belt is very much like electrode therapy for muscles when you're in physical therapy after, say, a car accident, and the electricity forces your muscles to flex and tighten, therefore building them up.
I actually feel myself flexing and tightening just having this conversation. I don't know if I even need a belt.
You know, that is why I am their spokesmodel. I have that effect on people.
Yes, you do. Adrianne, can't thank you enough. Thanks for playing our game with us, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm sorry I won't be able to do this again due to the fact that I'm washing my hair every single day that you can think of to schedule.
I don't know if I believe that.
Never trust a model, Cookie.
Good advice. I'm never trusting another thing Vanna White ever tells me.
Bye.
I don't believe that. She's still here, right? She's still there, right? Adrianne?
You don't know Jack!
For the last 15 years, our guest has been writing and performing sketches for Conan O'Brien, playing parts like God, The Interrupter, and Frankenstein Who Wants to Waste a Minute of Your Time. But right now, we're about to waste a few minutes of his time. From Conan, it's the very funny Brian Stack.
Hey, Cookie, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Cool. You excited to be here, Brian?
I am. I've always been a fan of this game, and it's fun to be here.
You know, I'm excited too. I've always been a big fan of Conan. I think one of my favorite bits has to be where he reads all those funny misprinted newspaper headlines. Did you come up with that?
I think you're thinking of a Jay Leno bit, his headlines bit.
Well, this is terribly awkward.
Oh, don't worry about it.
You know what? Why don't we just start the game?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
And we're off.
Let's go!
First, I run on 100% pure bullcrap. So, Brian, as a Conan writer, you must have had some really late nights. Do you ever drink energy drinks?
Yeah, occasionally I have. Mostly coffee. I'm kind of old school that way, but I've had a few of the modern energy drinks that kids like.
Yeah, me too. They're great. My favorite part of them is the chemicals.
Yeah, I don't know what all of those chemicals are, like taurine. I don't know what it is. I probably should put it into myself till I do more research.
Put it into yourself?
Yeah, sorry for that image.
Anyway, what could Red Bull energy drink change its name to that would more accurately reflect the graphic on its logo? Red Cow, Red Bulls, Red Bull Head, or No Bull? The Red Bull logo depicts not one, but two Red Bulls charging at each other. Now, you're a busy guy, Brian. Other than energy drinks, what's your secret to not crumbling into a pile of exhaustion?
Let's see. Well, having a teenage daughter who's going to be learning to drive this year, that's been keeping me up at night and filling me with adrenaline. How about you, Cookie?
The only thing that keeps me from passing out is this weirdo I pay to slap me in the face. Hey, thank God for Craigslist.
Yeah, that's nice that you can afford that.
It's my life savings. Have to spend it on something. Ow!
Just a little ditty about you.
Coming up next, does a bear masturbate in the woods? Okay, Brian, tell me something. You're a writer. What's your favorite $100 word you like to use to impress someone?
Oh, let's see. I've always loved the word melon baller. It's, I don't know if it has a hyphen in it or not, but the fact that melons get bald at all is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, well, it's hard to argue with that. And I'm happy that melons can get bald. But as a writer, Brian, I would think that you'd know that the only word worth $100 is love. You ladies out there know what I'm talking about. And speaking of words, which Conan character is concupiscent? Coked up werewolf, horny manatee, vomiting Kermit, or the interrupter? Time is short. Apparently you've never heard of giving it that old college try. This would have been a nice choice. Concupiscent is just a fancy word for horny. I love the Horny Manatee character, I really do. But Brian, how would you address your many critics that claim you guys stole that character from Shakespeare?
Oh, well, I didn't realize people were hurling that accusation our way. But we have ripped off Sir Francis Bacon a lot. But we try to stay away from Shakespeare because people catch on pretty easily.
Hey, I'm with you, Brian. I really am. But I don't think that explanation would hold up in court.
Between Nest Feed and Movie 3.
How about Spy versus Lie? And it's time for Dis or Dat, funded by the military-industrial complex. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one, you tell me if it's an unmanned U.S. military aircraft, a.k.a. a drone, or a supermarket tabloid. If it's a drone, click here or press 1. If it's a supermarket tabloid, click here or press 2. Okay, let's move. National Examiner, Global Observer, Phantom Sentinel, Star, Radar, Skyseer, The Globe. You and Brian Stack got the same number of answers correct. The odds of that are like 1 in 3. Do you believe in UFOs? Or Bigfoot or, the Loch Ness Monster or any of those crazy tabloid stories, Brian?
No, can't say that I do.
Oh, I see. Well, then you can go home, Bigfoot. Brian here doesn't believe in you.
Wait, Bigfoot! I'm sorry, I didn't realize there was hard evidence of your existence. If you'd only made your presence known.
Yeah, all he wanted was to meet his hero.
Oh, maybe I'll do a private Q&A for him.
Too late now.
Love question 4.
Here's a good one. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Griffin. So, what is your favorite action movie, Brian? Like all time?
Oh, let's see. Probably a 3-way tie, The Terminator, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and French Connection.
Yeah, there's so many to choose from, right? But the one that had me on the edge of my seat, Hotel for Dogs. I'm sweating just talking about it. Anyway, suppose in the next Die Hard film, the writers want John McClane to literally die hard. Which mythical creature should they have him get involved in a stare-down with? Medusa, the Kraken, the Cyclops, or Pegasus? The gaze of Medusa was fabled in Greek mythology to magically turn a man to stone. So if John McClane stared at her, he could actually die hard. Hard as stone. Hey, Brian, if you were an action star, what would be your snappy catchphrase after you beat the bad guy?
Oh, wow, let's see, snappy catchphrase. Probably something like, now shuffle home and face the derision of your peers. It's a little wordy.
Yeah, a little bit, but not bad. I think mine would be, this hotel is for dogs.
Oh, I wish I'd picked that one.
Let's make a baby 5.
Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it. Sorry. Here you go. Comically taking a number 2. Who's your late night sidekick? Good luck. You beat Brian Stack!
I'm crushed.
Hey, Brian, did you like all the Conan O'Brien references we threw in the game for you?
Oh, I appreciate it, Cookie. You know, great to know that even when I'm not at work, I have somebody reminding me of work.
Excellent. So, what do you have coming up next?
Well, just working on the Conan show. We're on CBS, in case you didn't know. And let's see. Oh, I just shot an episode of Parks and Recreation. That was a real treat for me because I love the show.
Oh, that's really nice, but I actually care more about Conan. Do you like working on Conan?
Oh, well, it's a great place to work. I love the people at Conan, as corny as that sounds. Worked with a lot of them for 16 years now, which is crazy. And, yeah, it's great to work on the Warner Brothers lot here, too, here in beautiful Burbank. Because as a movie nerd, you know, just knowing all the old movies that were made here, like The Maltese Falcon and Casablanca, it's a movie nerd's paradise.
Yeah, well, they didn't film Hotel for Dogs there, so it can't be that great. Anyway, Brian, thanks again for joining us today. And before I let you go, could you do me one favor? Let's just say it involves saying hello to a tall, redheaded person.
Oh, yeah, Cookie, I'll say hi to Conan for you.
Conan, no. I was talking about Carrot Top. Just next time he's on the show, okay? Thanks.
Carrot Top, sure, I should have known. I should have guessed that that's who you were referring to. It's just, it's logical.
You don't know Jack!
Come to the warehouse off of I-17. There isn't a side...
Hi, Cookie Masterson here, and our guest today is longtime stand-up comedian and host of the uber-popular podcast, Doug Loves Movies, the very hilarious Doug Benson. Welcome, Douglas. May I call you Douglas?
Sure. Can I call you Cookieless?
So, your podcast is called Doug Loves Movies. That's a fairly cryptic title. What's it about?
It's me and some of my famous and not so famous funny friends talking about and playing games centered around movies.
Oh, now I get it. Doug loves movies. Well, Doug, hopefully you also love trivia, because that's what we're about to throw your way. Are you ready?
Do I have time to put on my trivia slippers?
Sure.
All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It turns out I don't have trivia slippers.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
Let's go!
To get started, sing like a bird carrying a whale. Doug, you're big on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm huge. On Twitter. In real life, not so much.
Real quick, give us a tweet or two, just for people who don't follow you yet.
Let's see. It's a good thing emotional scars are invisible, because if emotional scars were visible, porn would be disgusting.
That's a good tweet, Doug. Good tweet. Anyway, Walwood composer George Friedrich Handel probably uses his Twitter handle at Swan Lake, at Nutscracker, at Messiah, or at The Real Requiem. Time's running out. Not even a guess? That's pretty lame. You should have guessed this. Handel is famous for composing Messiah. You know, Handel's Messiah. Doug, what are your top 10 operas from the mid-18th century? Go!
Barber of Supercuts, Night at the Opera. Yes, Giorgio, that's my sandwich.
Whoa! I thought I was setting you up to fail. But clearly we have an opera buff here.
Just a little ditty about two.
Next up, Oompa Loompa, and we're blazing up a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's things you can smoke marijuana from, or the name of a candy made by the Willy Wonka Candy Company. If it's a device used to smoke marijuana, click here or press 1. If it's a Wonka candy, click here or press 2. Alrighty then, here it comes. Runts, blunts, bongs, bubblers, shockers, chillums, kazoozles. You beat Doug Benson.
Oh, I can't believe it. I love Pott and candy. It's right in my wheelhouse.
You don't strike me as the type who knows much about marijuana.
I know a little. I'm in a documentary where I smoked all day for 30 days called Super High Me.
Oh, wow. And here I thought all pot smokers were murderers and rapists.
Come on, Cookie. Anyone can be a murderer if they put their mind to it.
Clean Has Feet on the Beat 3.
Coming up. Now, seriously, you died out there. So, Doug, you were on Last Comic Standing. In the style of a talent judge, how would you rate that experience?
It was a wonderful journey, even though I was often a little pitchy. It's crazy, though. You know who came in second?
Who?
Bill Cosby.
Pudding! Which of these was the last comic standing? George Carlin, Phil Hartman, Chris Farley, or Johnny Carson? George Carlin, who famously uttered the 7 words you can't say on television, passed away in 2008. And that makes him the most recent comedian in this bunch to leave us. In honor of Mr. Carlin's 7 things you can't say on TV, which dirty things do you wish you could say on TV, Doug?
That's a good one. Fart catcher, farm, rub, vagina salad, skipper, and country club.
Wow. What's a vagina salad?
Love question 4.
Here's one I like to call Head, Bath, and Beyond. So, Doug, have you ever been to one of those places, a head shop or a butt shop or whatever those places are?
Yeah, I've been to a head shop. They have smoking products there and also a pleasant vibe.
Oh. Well, I definitely went into a butt shop then. Suppose King Henry VIII opened a head shop to sell off the heads of all of his executed wives. Considering how many of them he actually had beheaded, what would be his complete store inventory? 2 slightly worn wife heads, 4 barely used wife heads, 6 near mint condition wife heads, or 15 newly refurbished wife heads? Time's almost up. You could have at least tried. Hell, you might have even come up with this. Out of his 6 wives, King Henry VIII had 2 of them beheaded, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, so he could sell off their 2 slightly worn heads at his head shop. Doug, if you could purchase anybody's head, whose would it be?
Oh, that's easy. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yep, that was easy.
Let's make a baby 5.
Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. The social norm. Who's your norm? Good luck. Doug Benson beat you!
Yippee-ki-yay!
Speaking of normal, I have a question I've been wanting to ask you, Doug. When is it normal to stop wetting the bed?
Thursday.
Oh, I was kind of hoping you would have said never. So, do you want to talk about what you have coming up?
Yeah, I've got a new comedy documentary called The Greatest Movie Ever Rolled that you can download for a certain period of time over at chill.com. It's, kind of like Louis C.K.'s special, but I don't do any jokes about his kids.
That sounds great, Doug. Oh, hey, before you go, any good movie recommendations for me? I know you're something of an expert.
I haven't seen anything that I've liked this year, to be honest. But keep in mind, I haven't seen Safe Haven yet.
Oh, I'd like to see Safe Haven. Actually, I'd like to see it with you, Doug.
Sounds good. How about Thursday?
Perfect.
I'll bring a sandwich.
That's great. Can you bring one for me?
Is this over?
Yeah, sure. So I'll see you Thursday with that sandwich then.
If I remember.
Okay. See you Thursday with the sandwich.
All right. I'll see you later.
Okay, Doug. See you then.
You don't know Jack!
Down to Time Traveling Terry's new and used.
Our special guest today is longtime stand-up comedian and host of the award-winning podcast Never Not Funny, Mr. Jimmy Pardo.
Hello, Cookie. How are you today?
Not bad. Thanks for asking. We got a lot to get through today, Jimmy, but before we start, be honest with me. Is it true that you're never not funny?
Absolutely. Can't you hear the lilt in my voice?
I do hear some lilts, yes. So at this very moment, you're being funny.
Affirmative.
And right now?
Yes.
How about right now?
Absolutely.
Damn, you're good. Well, let's find out if you're as skilled at trivia as you are at maintaining a perpetual state of hilariousness.
All right, let's do this thing.
Okay, let's light this sucker.
Let's go!
To get started, baby comic on board. So, Jimmy, I know you have a kid. Is he as funny as you?
He tells me that he is.
Hey, just be careful. In a few years, you're going to find a bunch of Mad magazines under his bed, and he'll say, "I learned it from you, Dad." Anyway, if the average baby had a stand-up routine the moment they're able to stand up, what would you hear at a comedy club? A 3-month-old asking, "What's the deal with fake nipples?" An 8-month-old asking, "What's the deal with diaper rash?" A 16-month-old asking, "What's the deal with onesies?" Or a 24-month-old asking, "What's the deal with shiny keys?" Time is short. Apparently you've never heard of giving it that old college try. This would have been a nice choice. Not every baby is the same, but the average baby starts standing up during the 8 to 10 month mark.
Kids are terrific, aren't they?
You've obviously never been to a Chuck E. Cheese, Jimmy.
Just a little ditty about you.
It's time for Leonard Malted Milk Balls. Now, Jimmy, it says here that you're a known cannibal.
I'm sorry, what?
A cannibal. It says you're a known cannibal.
No, that's inaccurate information. I am not a cannibal, Cookie.
My notes also say that you like movies and you hosted the AMC show Movies at My House.
Yes, that is accurate information. That's true.
Okay, so I'll remove cannibal from your Wikipedia page.
Okay, great.
Eventually.
Oh.
And speaking of movies, if film critic Gene Shalit tasted like a shallot, what might a food critic write about him in a review after cooking and eating him? His giant mustache was a tad nutty. His afro had a slight oniony after. Shallots are members of the onion family. What dish would you put Gene Shalit in, Jimmy?
Probably some sort of pasta. Maybe a penne, maybe a whole wheat penne.
Oh, you had me up until whole wheat, Jimmy. Gross.
Clean that speed of a beat. 3.
And now, draw 2 smoking barrels. Or just draw 1 this or that. I'm going to read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a card from the game Uno or a Jason Statham film. If it's an Uno card, click here or press 1. If it's a Jason Statham film, click here or press 2. Okay, we're off. Wild, Safe, Snatch, Skip, 13, Reverse, Crank. You lost to Jimmy Pardo.
You're damn right you did.
Now, Jimmy, your first comedy album was called Uno, isn't that right?
That's correct, Cookie. Uno means one.
Well, in the spirit of fun and Jason Statham movies, let's name all of the Jason Statham movies that haven't been made yet. All right, I'll start. Balls.
Johnson.
Crank 5, The Revenge of Crank 4.
Action, exclamation point, and that's spelled out.
Action, ampersand.
Ankles.
Oh, yeah, and Ankles will probably end his career, so we can stop there.
Love question 4.
Next, the Lightning Rodcast. Now, Jimmy, you invented the podcast, right?
Invented's a strong word. I may have been one of the first.
So what you're telling me is you ripped off somebody's idea.
Well, you know that's hurtful, right?
I'm telling it like it is, man. Imagine Benjamin Franklin had invented the comedy podcast. If he used his famous alter ego, under what title would I find his podcast on iTunes? Poor Richard's Comedy Meltdown, Samuel Clemens's Laugh Party, O. Henry's Funny Farm, or Richard Bachman's Giggle Fest. Watch your time. Oh, hell, you should have at least tried. You might have even picked this. Benjamin Franklin used the name Poor Richard when authoring the famous Poor Richard's Almanac. All right, Jimmy, if you could listen to the podcast of any historical figure, whose would it be and why?
Monica Lewinsky, because I think she needs to get back in the news.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah, I done it. I couldn't think of anybody else. She's got something to say, though, right?
Probably. Me, I'd go with Genghis Khan. That guy tells it like it is.
Let's make a baby 5.
Okay, if that's how you want it, here's the clue. Hats off to Jimmy. Who's the Jimmy? Good luck. Jimmy Pardo beat you!
That's right, because you're less than me.
Oh, that's a lot of Jimmys. Jimmy, if you ever had to enter the witness protection program, what would you change your name to?
I'd probably go with Duke Lavery.
What?
Duke Lavery.
Why Duke Lavery?
Why not that? What's your problem with Duke Lavery?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to judge. I would change mine to Not Cookie Masterson.
So your first name would be not Cookie?
No, not would be my first name. Cookie would be my middle name. It's not that hard, Duke Lavery. So, what do you have coming up?
You know what? I've got just my award-winning podcast, Never Not Funny, which you can find at nevernotfunnypodcast.com. I invented the podcast.
Yes, I've heard that, actually. Jimmy, it seems like we're almost out of time. Is there anything you want to say to your wife and son at home before we close out?
Well, obviously that I love them both, and my 5-year-old son's got no business listening to this.
Wow, that was beautiful, Jimmy. I wish you were my dad. You're not, are you?
No.
I was afraid of that. Well, even though I didn't find my real father, this was pretty fun. Thanks for being here, Mr. Pardo.
It's my pleasure, Cookie. Talk to you soon.
I don't care what he says. I'm visiting him on Father's Day.
You don't know Jack!
Hard driving, uncompromising flavors like single malt whiskey, tobacco, or rum.
Today's special guest is a very talented comedian and voice artist who's been on everything from Everybody Loves Raymond to Dr. Katz to Bob's Burgers. Please welcome Andy Kindler.
Thank you, everyone. I don't hear a round of applause, but I'll assume that people are either applauding or internally they feel good about me. Have I gone on too long? Is the show over?
No, we still have a couple minutes left. Now, Andy, I know you can be somewhat critical of the comedy industry. Any criticisms of me so far?
Well, a little bit. I think you're a little hosty. Sounds like you're hosting something. What do you, Dr. Host? Also, what's a voice artist? A voice art? Are you saying I paint pictures with my voice? I also don't like that soup to nuts. You've seen him from Dr. Katz to Bob Burgers, from this area to that. It just seemed like you didn't know me, first of all. But the main thing is, are you doing better in the business than me?
Not even close.
I love what you do. I don't feel that you're a threat in any way.
Oh, well, that's a relief. Besides, that soup to nuts thing was all the writer's fault.
No, the writers are great. I know what you're trying to do, Cookie. You're trying to drive a wedge between me and the writers. I'm in it for the long game, Cookie. I'm going to establish a relationship for the writers, and guess who's going to be the host of You Don't Know Jack? The voice artist Andy Kindler. Deal with that, Cookie.
Are you finished?
Yes, but if anyone is listening to this who cast anything, I just want you to know that my acting can be better than this. I would not say that this was my best acting. I can do angry, and I'm very good at doing bitter.
I don't want to cut you off, but are you ready to play Andy?
Am I ready to play Andy? Yes, I am.
So why not get started?
Let's go!
To get started, there's a Peter Boyle on your neck. So, Andy, what's your fondest memory of working on Everybody Loves Raymond?
My fondest memory was getting my first residual check. It was huge. And then the memories start to fade away as the checks go lower and lower and lower. And now I can't remember anything about the show.
Whew. All right, well, that's a relief. Because I never watched it. Yeah, I thought we were going to have to talk about it. If everybody in the world loved Ray Barone, what would be the most accurate name for his TV show? 500 million people love Raymond? There are approximately 7 billion humans on the planet. 7 billion? That's a lot of people, Andy, you know?
I've always felt my general feeling about life is it crowded in here? But listen, Cookie. I like people as far as that goes. I like the concept of people, Cookie, but when they're in the flesh, which I guess is what defines a person, not so much. You know what I mean?
Not really.
Here's what I'm hoping for, Cookie. Some kind of pestilence that sweeps the planet. It's nobody's fault. It could be a virus. I'd like the Earth to top out 1-2 billion tops.
Well, you're like me, Andy. You know, we're people.
Just a little ditty about two.
Here's one I like to call Swift Kick to the Monster's Ball. All right, Andy, on a scale of awesome to incredible, how would you rate Halle Berry's performance in Catwoman?
Oh, well, I'm glad you brought that up because I can't get enough of superhero movies. What I like, too, is when they have those movies where they change history. All of a sudden, The Flash is somehow taking down Hitler in World War II. I love that. I also love any Halle Berry vehicle. Did you see Cloud Atlas?
That's definitely not a superhero movie.
Right, but that was a movie where, do you like Halle Berry?
Yes.
Okay. Well, now she's in 12 roles. Enjoy yourself. You know, when the hurricane broke out in New York, they had a big announcement. Anybody whose house has been damaged, please report to the nearest theater showing Cloud Atlas, because it will be completely empty. And then when they got to the theater, many people requested that they don't play the movie. Now, maybe this is more of a slam on Cloud Atlas. Now, don't get me wrong. Should you be someone who gets me wrong, I love Halle Berry. I would sleep with Halle Berry.
Right.
I would divorce my wife for one night with Halle Berry.
Sure.
I like saying the name Halle Berry, but I don't know anything she's done. I don't go to movies. I don't talk to people. But I assume she's a nice person through and through. Have I answered is there any computer still left on in America throughout the world after my long-winded answer?
I forgot what my original question was.
I think the question was about Halle Berry and whether I liked her, what my feelings were about her. I say yes. I vote yes on Halle Berry, but I would like to vote absentee style.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Finally, if watching a Halle Berry movie had the same effect on your body as eating a holly berry, what disclaimer might accompany one of her films? Watching Catwoman may cause vomiting. Watching X-Men, holly berries are toxic and can cause vomiting or diarrhea when consumed. Now, I wouldn't say Catwoman made me vomit per se, but there was definitely some dry heaving happening at the beginning, middle, and end.
That is the worst compliment ever.
Here we have, we hold these hues to be self-evident, and this dis or dat started a nation. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, you tell me if it's a U.S. founding father who signed the Declaration of Independence, or a brand of house paint. If it's a founding father, click here or press 1. If it's a house paint, click here or press 2. Alrighty then, here it comes. John Hancock, Benjamin Rush, Benjamin Moore, Roger Sherman, Sherwin Williams, William Williams, Christopher Peacock. You tied with Andy.
What do you mean who tied with Andy?
Andy, do you think our forefathers would be proud of America today?
Well, you know, Cookie, I believe our forefathers would be sick by what's going on. Except for the gun issue. Our forefathers would want us to have been armed to the teeth. In fact, many of the forefathers used teeth guns. So a little-known historical fact.
Andy, I work on a trivia game, and I'm pretty sure none of what you said is true.
Let me tell you something. I just like how strongly I'm expressing myself. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I just like my energy.
Love question 4.
How about emergency room to grow? So, Andy, what was it like playing opposite Dr. Huxtable?
I think you're confusing me with Mrs. Huxtable. That wasn't on the Cosby Show.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. I always get you confused with Lisa Bonet.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And I'll write you a prescription for an extra $1,000 for a right answer. Put these doctors in order of their specialty from highest to lowest on the human body. Dr. Huxtable, Dr. Katz, Dr. Scholl's. Dr. Huxtable, Dr. Scholl's, Dr. Katz, Dr. Katz, Dr. Katz is a therapist and deals with the human mind. Dr. Huxtable is an OBGYN, so he deals with the reproductive organs. And Dr. Scholl's is a brand of footwear.
Do you remember, Cookie, that Rolling Stone cover that had Lisa Bonet on it?
Oh, yeah.
I still have it, laminated. That woman was hot. I'm not saying she's not hot now, but she was hot then.
Is there a reason why you had it laminated?
Wait, I think laminated is the wrong word. Good night, Detroit!
Let's make a baby 5.
Step right up to Oh, you know all about the attack. Lovely. Here's your clue. Will they or won't they? What TV show features these on-again, off-again couples? Good luck. You beat Andy Kindler.
I demand a recount of some type. I don't like losing.
I don't know if you noticed that we slipped Bob's Burgers in there.
I mean, it's like you were sticking subliminal messages in there, or something like that. What are you guys using? What are you guys using? Technology in some way? How do you do it? Is what I'm saying.
It's hard to explain, but yes, it involves technology. So, Andy, you play the mortician that lives next door, right? So what kind of research did you do to figure out how a mortician thinks?
First of all, I don't even know what a mortician is. The only mortician I knew was Morticia Adams. Look, obviously, I ran out of material about 20 minutes ago.
I'm learning so much from you today, Andy. Now, tell me, when and where can we catch Bob's Burgers on the airwaves?
Bob's Burgers is on Fox, not Fox News. Okay, there are no intentionally funny shows on Fox News. This is on regular Fox. Like Fox could be 11 in your town. It could be Channel 5. And it's on Sunday nights. What are you doing Sunday nights? Nothing. So why don't you watch me? 8:30, I believe, is when it's on in some time zones. If you're in the Central Time Zone, you know what I say? Good luck to you. And if you're in the Mountain Time Zone, what do you sit around and listen to John Denver songs? Or more current singer songs?
Andy, I actually am free on Sundays, and I was thinking, I don't know, maybe you and me could do a little project together.
You know, Cookie, I bet you were thinking that I would respond by saying, I'm too busy, I don't want to work with you. I'm going the other way, Cookie. Sunday morning, 8 a.m., we meet, we go to the golf course.
Okay.
We both realize we don't play golf. We catch a nice brunch. Then we go do a podcast together. Then we come up with ideas that won't work.
Great.
And then we both sit around the rest of the day drinking heavily and complaining about others.
Oh, are you kidding? That sounds like a perfect Sunday to me. Count me in.
Cookie, hold on a second. Let me look at my calendar. I want to cancel my appointment with Max Headroom.
You don't know Jack!
Our special guest today is a longtime comedian and voice actor, and was also one of the creative minds behind the Emmy-winning Comedy Central series Dr. Katz Professional Therapist. Please welcome Mr. Jonathan Katz.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, to be doing this, finally.
It's a pleasure to have you. Jonathan, I was a huge fan of Dr. Katz. Your stern, no-nonsense brand of therapy really helped me get through some rough times in my life.
Well, that makes me happy, because Dr. Katz was not a bad therapist. He was a good dad, I think, and a mediocre therapist. He was punctual. And the series made one guy feel better and two people cry. So I'm happy it helped you in some way.
Well, you made me feel better and you made me cry. Okay, this is getting confusing. Maybe we should just move on. Are you ready to play?
Hey, the R in Jonathan stands for ready.
What? Okay. So let's get to it.
Let's go!
To get things rolling, psychiatry. So, Jonathan, you must have learned a few psychiatric pointers over the course of your show. Do you think you can tell me why I hate my mother?
I can't tell you for sure, but I can take a stab at it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's something as simple as an aroma. Maybe it's the way maybe it had to do with her scent. Did she make you apply baby oil to her?
I don't really want to talk about that right now, but that is her perfume of choice. Anyway, speaking of therapy, which of these fictional doctors could create the most accurate Rorschach test? Dr. Pepper using some pepper, Dr. Octopus using an octopus. A Rorschach test is an ink blot test, that psychiatrists use. Octopi have ink sacs for defense, so Dr. Octopus and his octopus could create the best ink blot test. Jonathan, I just messaged you with a Rorschach image. Did you get it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, good. Take a look and tell me what you see.
Okay, I'm seeing the colonial house on the beach, and it's beckoning to me. And standing in the doorway to greet me is the young Elizabeth Taylor. Nope, I'm sorry. It's Robert Mitchum. No, Charlize Theron.
Jonathan, are you sure you're looking at the image I sent you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at a magazine. I apologize.
Just a little ditty about you.
Take a good look at cat scratch fever. And speaking of doctors and cats, which of these is not a Dr. Cat? A Manx brain surgeon, a German Rex psychiatrist, a ragdoll with an honorary doctorate, or a Kelpie pediatrician? Hello! A Kelpie is a type of dog, not a type of cat. So this would be a dog doctor, the natural enemy of the cat doctor. Are you a cat person or a dog person, Jonathan?
Definitely a dog person. But I had a bird named Nibbles who would bite and was verbally abusive. And I came home one day and I thought my wife was seeing something, was having an affair. And I heard the bird say, "Give it to me hard and fast before my husband John Katz comes home." And yes, I love a cracker.
Clean has feet of a beat. 3.
And on its way, Bonfire of the Venture Brothers. And this or that is for adults only. I'm going to read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a program that airs on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim, or a book written by famed author Tom Wolfe. If it's a Cartoon Network show, click here or press 1. If it's a Tom Wolfe book, click here or press 2. All right, let's get started. The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, Aquatine Hunger Force, the Pump House Gang, the Candy Colored Tangerine Flick Shake, and Mau Maui the Flat Terrorism Strike Force St. Sport Utility Vehicle. Not bad, but you still have some growing up to do. Hey, let's come up with a title for a new Adult Swim show, one word at a time. You ready?
Why don't you start cooking?
Okay. Family.
Time.
Super.
Nifty.
Banana boat.
Admirer.
Hospital.
Today. Now, I think that's not bad. Can you string those all together?
Sure. Family, time, super, nifty, banana boat, admirer, hospital, today. Yes! Jonathan, I'm telling you, just a few more words and this show is going to be awesome.
Love question 4.
Here's one I like to call, Who's Your Daddy? Jonathan, on your list of favorite places in the world, what's number 1?
My house. I love my house.
Okay, where would Indiana fall on that list? Indiana, what do you think?
Yeah, pretty low. I think, I've driven through it, and I didn't have the urge to stop at any point.
Good enough. Finish this joke in the most factually accurate way possible. Indiana is so boring. Its state beverage is water. Its state flower is grass. Its state bird is just the bird. Or its state song is the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Watch your time. Wah, wah, wah. It was begging to be picked. The state beverage of Indiana is, in fact, water. I feel a little embarrassed telling jokes in front of you. You're kind of the joke master.
I was on the outskirts of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, yeah?
And I saw a sign that said End Construction. Kind of a bizarre cause, but I was glad the spirit was still alive.
Hear, hear.
Let's make a baby 5.
Break? Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? No, I'm still doing it. Sorry. Here you go. AM at midnight. What happens at midnight? Good luck. You beat Jonathan Katz.
It hurts. I have to tell you it hurts, but I guess somebody has to win. We can't all be winners. And I'm talking about you.
So, Jonathan, as a stand-up comedian, I bet you've stayed up past midnight quite a bit in your time.
Yeah, I did things after midnight on the road. Some of which I'm proud, and other things of which I'm ashamed.
Yeah, I try to do all my shameful things before midnight just to get them out of the way. Anywho, speaking of shameful schedules, what does yours look like these days?
Well, the thing I'm most excited about right now is the ebook called The To-Do Lists of the Dead. And it should be coming to a computer near you soon. Also, I have a movie coming out, a role in a movie called The Truth About Lies.
Oh, that sounds very intriguing. Hey, can you give us an example of a to-do list?
My favorite to-do list in the book was one written by Patrick Henry. Do you remember what he was famous for saying?
Oh, sure. Wasn't it, give me liberty or give me death?
Yeah, his to-do list was try not to just blurt things out.
Yeah, I can see how that would have helped him. Well, I feel like we've worked through a lot of your issues over the last 5 questions, and I feel like we've made some really good progress.
Yeah, me neither. Or me too. Whichever one you prefer, but I really had a great time. Thank you so much.
Very good. We'll meet next week again at the same time.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
I think we helped each other.
Yeah!